Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to some Farming Simulator 25 here on the Frankenmuth map in our Animals Only challenge. This is Yurok. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, that like button, that notification bell. Also, don't forget to leave comments down below. Now, we are getting ready to move on into the next month. That field took about 2 hours to finish, but it is done, rolled, and fertilized and limed. Took a while. But let's go ahead, wrong trigger, find our sleep trigger here. Alright, let's go ahead and sleep till next day and we can go ahead and sell our first pallets. And then we'll see about doing some contracts as we'll have nothing to do on our farm. So let's go ahead and jump into this tractor. Grab our trailer right here. We'll pick up what milk. It looks like we got about about 2 pallets of milk, and I think we should have about 3 and a little bit more of eggs. Let's go ahead and grab these things and get them sold. So grab our eggs here. Okay, so 2 pallets and a little piece. Maybe next month it'll be more because I mean it was not quite a full month. So next month hopefully it will be more. They still got plenty of food. They got 17,000 liters of food left. We did end up putting 141,000 liters of wheat into our silo. So yeah, lots of. We're just gonna leave a little partial pallet of eggs. Let's go ahead and grab our milk here. We'll sell all this stuff and we'll see about some contracts. Now, like I said, the only contracts we're allowed to do are baling, fertilizing, plowing, and harvesting. But if we do harvesting, we can only do one. So, alright, so 24,000, not too bad for our first month. Let's just go ahead and drop this trailer back off right here. Alright, let's look into contracts and see what's available. We do have a baling contract. It's a little ways away from us. And it looks like it's just that or harvesting. Now we can do this wheat field. It is close, but it is quite a big field. I don't really want to do that. This is peas. We can't do. So that'd be the only harvesting contract. So it looks like we're going to be baling field number 30. So let's accept contract on that. And that'll be the only contract we do. Let's go hook up to our baler. We'll get over to field 30. We'll bale that, and that will probably be our episode. We still got a couple months before we can cut our grass. So let's get down here to 30. Let's open up our map here so I can see where 30 is. Not too far from us. But we'll go ahead and bale field 30. That'll be our other source of income for the month. 23,000 baling contract, so should be a pretty good amount of money for us. That'll put us around 80-ish thousand. So let's get down here and we're going to cut through here. Get over to this field and bale it. Make this smaller again. Alright, so let's go ahead and unfold our baler. Lower it, turn it on, and let's get to baling. So this is a big field. It's going to take us a while to bale. That's why I said it probably will be our episode. But, you know, one contract for $23,000, not too bad. We don't really have any other options. And we could borrow a green bean harvester, pea harvester, and all that, but we can't use those crops, and we can't sell crops. So it would be kind of cheating in the rules of this playthrough. But baling, we don't get anything off of it except for the money. Now wheat, oats, barley, or wheat, barley, and sorghum fields, we can harvest on contract, because those are things we can feed chickens, so we wouldn't have, but just a minimal amount of extra grain to be harvested. And you know, we might sell just a little bit, but we'd be able to stop it pretty close to you know, when the contract's finished, so we wouldn't be making a whole lot of money. So I would just, you know, we'll just, to be honest though, as big as these fields are, I doubt I will be doing any harvesting other than our own wheat field. And I will say this, I did roll the field this time, but I will not do it again. It took about an hour and a half to roll that field. And for 2% yield, it's not worth it. I mean, we got 141,000 extra liters after filling the chicken house up. We got 141,000 extra liters of wheat. Which means the chicken house, the one chicken house we have, we can fill 7 times. Now, in the future, that field's going to yield more because that field only had like a 22% yield on it. But we will, like I said, we're going to bale this field, get this contract, get us a little bit of extra cash in for the month. Next episode, we will be moving on to the next month, sell our products, and see if there's any contracts we can do. Now, like I said, the peas, the green beans, stuff like that, we can't harvest them because we can't sell the crops. So we are not allowed to sell crops on this challenge. We're not allowed to sell anything other than animal products. And that there is an ice cream factory that I will put down eventually. We will have to purchase sugar cane or sugar beets, whichever one we want to do. Sugar with, well, I mean, we'll have to, if I can purchase sugar, I'll just purchase sugar to put in there. That is an ice cream factory, and there is a greenhouse that we'll need to put down, but we will only cut on strawberries and chili peppers because that is the ones that we'll need. But we'll need the sugar anyway to make chocolate. And that one of the ice creams is chocolate ice cream, so it'll take chocolate. So we'll need sugar for that to be able to make chocolate in our dairy. But hoping we can just purchase sugar, because I don't want to put down a production that makes sugar, because it basically the only way we'd be able to use that production is to buy things to put in it, and it just kind of, you know, doesn't make sense to buy a actual production that we can't fill by harvesting. But now we'll do the ice cream because, I mean, it's primarily animal products. There's honey, eggs, and then, you know, milk. All that stuff is dairy things that we can use, and animal products that we can use. And we will be putting down some beehives eventually. But right now that's not important because, until we have that ice cream factory, we won't need it. Our first order of business is going to be to purchase a dairy, so we can actually use our goat milk to produce something a little better. And then after that, we will be purchasing fields. Now, I do still want to purchase field 20, but I think there's field 16, I think it is a little bit smaller, and it'll be big enough to put down a couple of cow barns or chickens or goats, whichever we decide to go with. Really would like to get a cow barn, but before we can even do the cow barn, we have to start making TMR, which means we have to cut our grass and start making TMR. So, because we're going to need something to feed the cows with. We could feed them silage or hay, which we can make, but we already have the straw, so we can make silage already. As soon as we harvest our grass, we'll be able to make hay and silage to start making TMR. So that's what we'll do. And then when we get about 100,000 liters of TMR, we will start putting down cow barns. And like I said, field 8 or 16 is very small. It's only 84,000, I think. It would be a good place to put a couple of cow barns, or like I said, maybe another goat enclosure, another chicken coop. We'll just have to see what we're going to do once we purchase it and how much money we have, because that's our bottleneck on this series is going to be money. It's take a lot of money to get going. Now we're going to be using a cow barn that holds 70 cows, and we're going to be that is the only cow barn we're going to use. There is a modded one that holds 250, but it's really big and awkward shaped, and I don't want to deal with that. It holds way too much. I mean, the cows I would be okay with, but it holds 400,000 liters of food. I don't even know how fast they would go through the food, but I think that's a little overkill, so we're just gonna use the modded one that holds 70 cows. And we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna have about 6 water buffalo barns and about 4 to 6 Holstein barns. But we will be putting down multiple dairies. They are 210,000 a piece, so it's going to take a while to get, but the dairies are relatively slow in producing the products. So it would be better for us to purchase multiple dairies and just split whatever milk we get each month between them, so we can kind of ramp up production on that stuff, because our goal is to have 6 goat enclosures, 6 chicken houses, and then at least 10 cow barns, so 6 water buffalo and 4 Holstein. But now we may do more than that, because our end goal is going to be to reach $20 million only selling animal products, and and products that can be, like I said, now we will do a small greenhouse, just one. We'll only have one, and it will be for strawberries and chilies only, and we will have that on distributing. They will not be sold, but to make the ice cream, which will give us another thing we can put our milk into, and it will actually be able to use some of our eggs, instead of just selling them outright. That's going to be it. But we're not going to be doing flour. We're not going to be doing anything like that. And like I said, the sugar, I'm hoping I can just purchase sugar. We'll find that out after we get done baling this field. If I can just purchase sugar, then we'll purchase sugar to put in that factory, and we'll only purchase it when we need it, to purchase sugar, to make ice cream only. That we're not going to have another production unless they come out with something else that uses milk products to make things. And like I said, any other crop that we have will have to be purchased, or like sugar, if we can purchase sugar. Now, if I can't purchase sugar, I will put down a production building and I will buy sugar beets to put into that production, to make sugar for that. But we can't sell sugar. We can only use it to make the ice cream. And that'll be, like I said, that's something further down the road. Ice cream factory doesn't hold a lot, so I'm hoping to just purchase sugar and put that in the production, and we'll just purchase the sugar that we need to fill out that production whenever it's needed. But that is going to be something that we think about in the future. Because that will give us a chance to use milk, and also to use the chocolate that we will be producing in the dairy factory. It will give us somewhere to put the chocolate, because like I said, we're not going to be doing cakes or anything like that, because they take less animal product than anything else. Even though cakes take butter, butter, eggs, and milk to make, it's still like the other products are flour, strawberries, maybe something else. Sugar. So at least with the ice cream, most of the stuff in there will be, and ice cream is a dairy product. So to get, like I said, we'll put down a small greenhouse for strawberries and chilies, but only when we're able to, do the rest. Now, the bees, we may go ahead and put down a few beehives, like start dropping down a couple of those a month, and just let the honey just store up. Now, we can sell the honey, but we're not going to. We're just going to let it store up for that production building whenever we do decide to bring in the ice cream production. So we'll just let it just kind of store up pallets of honey to put into that production whenever we build it. But we are a long way away from that now. Like I said, I may put down a couple of beehives today, and put down the pallet spawn point for that, just so we can start producing honey. And those beehives will be put around our yard, where our house is, and so I'll probably just drop a couple of them down each month. We'll use some of the contract money that we get, these first few months. And I don't even know how many contracts we're going to have. Obviously, this contract is the only baling contract that was here, and we didn't. But hopefully, we'll be having some plowing contracts come up during the off-season months. But who knows? Who knows if we're actually going to have contracts that we can do. And we can only do contracts until the end of December. And as of right now, that wheat field contract we could do, but since I chose the baling contract, we can't do it because it is the stipulation we made is it's either one harvesting contract or 3 other contracts. Now, the baling contracts are pretty expensive. We're making $23,000 off of this one, but we won't be getting a lot of baling. Now, we can bale grass fields and stuff like that. They are acceptable contracts because we won't make any money off of the bales. We just bale it. We only make money off the contract. And that's the kind of contracts we're going to do. Like I said, now, oats, we could have harvested that wheat field, and we would have got a lot of extra wheat, but we really don't need it right now. There's no point in doing the harvesting contract it's going to take forever to do. I mean, this baling contract is going to take a while. So, I mean, we're already 20 minutes in, and we're a little over halfway done with this field. So, realistically, any plowing, baling, or fertilizing contracts that come up between now and the end of the year, that's the only contracts we're going to be able to do. And then after this year, contracts are null and void anyway. So we won't be making a ton of money off contracts, but I do want to try to supplement our income a little bit with them until that point. But we should be able to, like I said, we're going to purchase field 16, and I think we will probably at least put down one more chicken house and another goat enclosure. Now, I can do sheep because it's an animals only. I'm not going to do pigs and horses or like Angus cows because those are just for selling. We're not going to do that. But I can do sheep if I decide to do sheep, but then the only thing we would be able to do is sell the wool. We wouldn't be able to produce it. So I kind of want to just stick with goats and cows and chickens because we can actually do something with those products in the 2 production buildings so far that we have that we can use. And I think we'll just stick with that. So I'll probably, when I do purchase that field 16, which, you know, is a decent sized field, we will probably just put down another chicken coop and another goat enclosure on it. But, you know, we're a ways away from that anyway. Because first we got to purchase the land. Second, we have to have enough money to build an enclosure, and then also purchase the animals for it. So, but I do hope that y'all are enjoying this series. This is going to be a challenging one. You know, the buildings are expensive themselves. So, like the goat enclosure that we built holds 104 goats. It was quite expensive because the pen itself and then the fence, you know, was probably close to 200,000. Now, what I did was spawn in here as a new farmer. I sold everything, purchased what we were going to use equipment wise, and then just took our money down to 150,000. Yeah, I sold all the sheds that were on the property. I sold all the harvesters. It was well over $6 million worth of stuff that I sold. But I just dumbed the money down to 150,000 because we had like 3 sugar beet harvesters. It was like 6 or 8 tractors. I mean, it was ridiculous how much equipment we actually started with. I mean, it'd be really good for, you know, doing this map with multiple people. I think it would have been pretty good to have all that equipment. But yeah, having $5 million to start with would have been kind of just too easy. So did 150,000. That allowed us to buy the goats and put the chickens in, and that's where we are. We have the 1 chicken pen, the 1 goat enclosure, or chicken coop technically, and the goat enclosure. So, like I said, we will be primarily between now and the end in November, we will skip to November in the next episode, and if we don't have any contracts, we just don't have any contracts. There's nothing we can do about it. We'll sell our milk and our eggs that we have, and, you know, just try to get to where we can make more money. And like I said, we've got to get to 200,000 to buy the dairy. And I want to have the dairy down just so we can make our goat milk more valuable. Because I mean, you've got goat cheese, and we probably won't activate butter for a little while, but the goat cheese and the bottled goat milk make a lot more money than the goat milk itself. Uh, the the goat, the bottled goat milk, it's a 2-to-1 recipe. So one milk makes 2 bottled milk. So even though the pallets of goat milk sell for about 9,000 and the other ones sell for about 7,000, it's actually 14,000 per 1,000 liters. So it definitely is better to make the bottled milk. And then the goat cheese, I'm not sure what the ratio is on that, but I know it is more valuable. And like I said, butter we probably won't make until we need to make butter for that production. If we need, and we may not even need butter for that production, but we won't cut that on until we kind of have a surplus of milk going. But we will eventually have all the dairy stuff churning out. But like I said, we're going to have to purchase sugar, or I'm going to have to purchase I'll probably go with the windmill thing and purchase just sugar beets to put in it and let it make sugar for our productions, because we can't make money off of those crops. Purchasing the crops for that production would be fine. We just can't use the sugar. We can't sell the sugar. We can only use the sugar to make the ice cream, and I think chocolate is also requires sugar. But like I said, I'm hoping that we can just buy sugar from that sell point. I think we can. We will definitely check pretty soon and see if we can buy sugar, because that will definitely make it easier, because I'd rather not put down a production for crops that we can't harvest. But if that's the only way I can get sugar, then we'll just have to do it. You know, but we won't be purchasing any more farm equipment. We have everything that we're going to need. Wheat is the only crop we can plant. I made that stipulation also. I mean, technically barley and sorghum, but I would have to buy a planter for sorghum, and barley would just be another thing we have to keep up with, how much we have. So we're just going to stick with wheat. Wheat's the only crop we can plant besides grass, because grass will be used for the animals. And like I said, I think I'm just going to stick with goats and cows and chickens. We're not going to do sheep. We're not going to do horses for sure. We're not going to do pigs for sure, because they technically don't have animal products. So but as far as sheep go, all we can do is sell the wool if we decide to do that. We'll just be selling wool pallets. But if I do sheep, I will only do 1 pen of sheep. We won't have just multiple sheep pens just producing 7 to 8 pallets of wool every month. It would be one, and that would be just to supplement our income, and we will probably eventually sell all those sheep and fill it up with goats anyway. The wool would be a more lucrative venture for us money-wise, but I want to stay away from it unless I absolutely, if it just drags on and drags on and we're not able to make enough money off the animal products we already have, I may consider doing some sheep for the wool. But again, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But just about done with this. So this baling contract is basically taking 30 minutes. Um, we're not done yet, but by the time we get done, it would have been about 30 minutes to bale. So these, you can tell these fields are really big. The map, they don't look as big as they actually are. But this is a 4X map, so I mean it was made to be big. Um, and this is a multiplayer type map. Be a really good multiplayer map to play multiplayer on. Um, almost done here. When we get done here, we'll head back to the farm and hook up to our trailer and see if we can purchase sugar. Because really and truthfully, that's what I would rather do. I would rather buy the sugar outright instead of actually producing it, because that's another production bill and we have to keep up with. And I'd rather just purchase the sugar and put it in the production as we need it. And like I said, you know, the greenhouse with the strawberries and the chilies, that will be the only things we cut on, and that will be getting squirrely here. That would just be ideal for us if we can just purchase the sugar outright. And I'm pretty sure that Sell Point sells sugar. Have no idea how much it costs, but we'll find that out when we need to purchase it. Because before we even need sugar, we've got to have cow milk. Because we need sugar to make chocolate, and then also sugar to make stuff in our ice cream production that we will be putting down. But like I said, we're a long way from there. We have to at least get cows going first before we even think about sugar. And we're not even going to start. Excuse me. We're not even going to start with Holsteins. We're going to start with water buffalo. They produce milk a lot slower now. We'll build one water buffalo and then one Holstein, and we'll alternate between them until we have probably 6 and 4, and then it may turn out that we have, you know, 6 and 6 or 8 and 8. It just depends on the money and how well it's coming in. Now, I do want to get the buffalo milk as soon as possible, because, you know, buffalo mozzarella is crazy expensive. Alright, contract is about done. It is, but we'll go ahead and finish. Let's go ahead and turn that off. Let's empty our bales out, because these aren't ours. We can't do anything with them anyway. Alright. Let's go back up here. Let's get back to our farm. And we're going to see about sugar, because that's kind of something we need to plan for. If we can't purchase sugar, we're going to have to we'll just cut across this field. Yeah, if we can't purchase sugar, we're going to have to look at putting us in production, the windmill that makes sugar. And again, that will only be for productions. That will not be for selling sugar at all. So I'd probably only buy like maybe 20,000 sugar beets at a time. But we're not there yet. Let's go ahead and drop him off. let's hook up to our trailer. If we can. Okay, that's interesting. Let's pull the trailer over. Now, we won't purchase any sugar, but we're going to see if we can. And like I said, this will determine whether we have to build the windmill or not. Alright, let's see here. Nope, we cannot buy sugar. Okay, so we are going to have to put down that building, and then we'll have to purchase the sugarcane for it. I don't know where I'm going to put it yet. Don't really have room here, but let's go ahead and let's drop this off here. Let's go ahead and get our beehive down. So we need animals, bees, I mean, this is going to be our honey pallet product or drop off here. Yeah, we just purchased chickens from there. And then let's go into beehives. Purchase, let's get spun around here. Alright, that gives us 6 bee houses to start with. That's going to be it for today, guys. I do hope y'all, let's go ahead and collect our contract here. That's going to be all for today. I do appreciate y'all being here with me today. This is your, if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, that like button, that notification bell. And also, don't forget to leave comments down below. All that stuff for you is free, and it helps me and the channel grow. And I do appreciate all the support so far. I love you guys. You guys rock. Hope that y'all have a blessed day. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye now.